Hello and welcome to Baatchit with Cafemutual. I'm Sohail Chagla and today I'm joined by Chintan Haria, Principal Investment Strategy at ICICI Prudential AMC. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hi, Sohail.
So,
Nice meeting you.
how do you feel today at the Cafemutual Passives Conference?
I think I have attended the earlier one as well, and it's only getting bigger. And from an investor recall perspective, also it is becoming brighter. And I think that's the way passives are going to be. This is going to be mainstream, like I just mentioned. And I truly believe that passives are going to become bigger and bigger in India. In general, equities are going to become bigger and bigger, and within that, passives will continue to be big.
Right. And in terms of passives, ICICI Prudential AMC has won some passive awards today at the conference. So, I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel about that and what was the strategy used to win these awards?
So awards are an outcome of, I think, investors, liking our products and our products doing well, but that's not the objective, right? Awards are not the objective. The objective is to bring a diverse offering to investors across all possible avenues, right? So be it market cap based, smart beta based, as well as sectoral thematic. And we put in a lot of effort to bring the right product at the right time as well, and to ensure that the investors' experience is also kept in mind while they invest in all these products. And so the entire suite of uh, products along with the fund of funds, we're very happy that we've been able to add a value to the investors in the passive side.
All right. And speaking of passives in India, we know that globally, the USA, in terms of passive AUM, has passed active AUM. And in China, we see a similar story being told. So, what can be some lessons that Indians learn from these global passive investors?
So I think what investors should know is in US, because of the way 2008 financial crisis unfolded and a little bit of taxation difference which is there from an end investor perspective, ETFs are a more efficient way for investors to invest in equities, and hence ETFs have grown meaningfully uh, in US. And as you mentioned, they've crossed active funds, I think, about a couple of years back, and they continue to grow.
Right.
In India also, both active and passive will grow, whether ETFs or passives will grow larger than the actives. I'm not sure as of now because still India has a lot of opportunities on the active side as well. But as we mature and as we grow older, definitely the share of passives will continue to increase, and the overall share of equities in terms of India's investors will increase. We know that about $11 trillion is the wealth of Indians, out of which only about 7% is in equities. So that number, as we move along, as the generations go ahead and the wealth of India increases, is going to go up. So the equity pie will increase, and within the equity pie, the passive pie will also keep increase.
All right. And I also wanted to ask you regarding mutual fund distributors. What would your message be to distributors who are right now hesitant to go into passive funds because of the perceived low commissions?
So I think if you look at from a distribution standpoint, we find versus say 7 8 years back, today uh, the extent of learning that distribution also wants to do about passives is increasing, and it's the end customer which is obviously wanting to have a certain bit of portfolio on the passive side also. So as we've seen in the past, where mutual funds per se were not a product which investors were investing in, then mutual funds on the active side became a product investing, and the distribution grew there. Similarly, in passive also, we will find that distribution will get interested and it will grow. So it will be a complement to the existing bouquet of offerings that our distribution has. It's not a substitute to active, it is a complement. And from a distribution standpoint, offering all the possible avenues will make a big difference from a long-term growth perspective for distribution as well.
All right. My last question is referring specifically to what your fund house, ICICI Prudential AMC, is doing to further passive funds in India. Could you expand on the strategies in the future?
So I think for the last 7 8 years, the first strategy is have the right processes in terms of managing the products itself. So typically, as the discussion right now is going on, lower the tracking errors, keep the costs in control, ensure the investors' experience in terms of their, interactions with the AMC are good, and also ultimately have the right products in place, right? So once the processes are set that we are efficiently running our products, having the products itself was also one of the endeavors. And today we have a much wider bouquet than what we had many years back. So creation of products, maintaining them properly, managing them properly, and also creating as much awareness as possible. We've been at the forefront of every possible way of reaching out to investors on explaining to them on passive side across all possible avenues on passive, right? Including gold, silver ETFs, index funds, both on equity and debt side, ETFs, fund of funds. So I think the investor outreach, the processes of managing the products and the wider bouquet of products itself is what we've tried to do in terms of deepening our connect on the passive side with our investors.
All right, then. So that's all the questions I had today. And I'd like to thank you for joining us on Baatchit with Cafemutual. Join us next time for more interviews with experts from the industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.